So I'm going to show you how to make a basic improvised tourniquet using the contents of an everyday family first aid kit. Within your first aid kit you should have a calico triangular bandage and a pair of tough cut scissors. Just remember that if you are using your tough cut scissors in order to tighten your tourniquet, then you will lose those scissors because you won't be able to access them because they'll be caught up. So if you don't want to lose your scissors, an ordinary table knife is a very good option, or something that is strong enough that you can use, because you are going to be winding that up in order to create the pressure you need to stop the bleeding. So the first thing you need to do is get your triangular bandage out of the packet and fold it into a broad bandage. So you'll fold it like that, you'll fold it like this, and you'd fold it again. A tourniquet shouldn't be less than 4 centimetres wide, because if you have it too narrow, it will actually cause localised damage, because you're going to put this on tight. The most important thing with tourniquets is that you put them on tight enough. If you put them on and you're pushing the veins, but the arteries are still bleeding, then the arteries will bleed in and they come out of the wound because there's no venous return for them to come through. So if you're using a tourniquet, it needs to be put on really tight. And to put it on really tight, it will hurt the casualty a lot. Once you have made the decision that direct pressure will not stop the bleeding, and you've made the decision to go and use a tourniquet, then you will never be undoing it or removing it. It can only be removed by a doctor in a hospital setting. You need to explain to the casualty that it will hurt them. However, this is stopping the blood loss and it will save their lives. Okay, so you've got a wide bit of very strong material to be used as your tourniquet, and then you've got a pair of scissors or a table knife to be used as your windlass to wind it up. Now we need a casualty. So you've made the decision that direct pressure is insufficient to stop the bleeding. There is a lot of pulsating blood. This is serious, putting on an improvised tourniquet, and not something you would do lightly. If the wound is here, what you're trying to do is put the tourniquet on a single bone. You've got 2 bones here and 1 bone here. Single bone as close to the joint as possible, because you want to save as much tissue as possible. So you'd be looking to put the tourniquet on there. If it was on a knee joint, you would never put a tourniquet over the knee, but you'd put it just above. And if the wound was above the elbow, you put it 5 centimetres above the wound. So you get your broad arm bandage that you folded, and you put that round the arm like this, and you tie a knot tightly like that. You then get whatever you're going to use as your windlass to wind it up. In this case, we're using a pair of tough cut scissors, and you are going to tie that over the top again like this. And then what you would do is you would wind this up. So this is your windlass, and you're going to wind it as hard as you can in order to stop all the blood coming out of the wound. Then what you do is you will need a second triangular bandage or a second piece of material, and you would tie that round in order to secure it, to make sure that that doesn't unwind. It's really important you put this on tight enough, and it will hurt you a lot. So even if she is screaming with pain and asking you to remove it, once you have made the decision to put this tourniquet on, it will only be removed by a medical professional or a doctor in a hospital environment. And then, really importantly, you need to write the time that you applied this. Then you need to get your casualty transferred to emergency medical help very quickly.